Hi, my name is Jenny Garlick. My evaluation research design is intended to address the impacts of a gay-straight alliance on school climate in high schools, particularly in the Davis County School District of Utah. The results of a school climate study done by the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, or GLSEN, were recently published. They show that remarks that are homophobic and negative towards gender expression increased among teachers and staff between 2019 and 2021. Just over half of LGBTQ plus students that considered dropping out responded that the reason was a hostile school climate. The statistics began to change when a gay-straight alliance was present in a school. The school climate survey reported that 56% of students with a GSA at their school have LGBTQ plus accepting peers, when compared to only 30% of those without a GSA. These same students miss fewer days of school, hear fewer homophobic and transphobic remarks, and see increased intervention when incidents of negativity happen at school. In 2020, among Utah's 247 high schools, there were 41 registered GSAs. In 2021, that number dropped to 7. These statistics and findings inspire an evaluation of a GSA's impact on the school climate for LGBTQ plus students and all students. Program evaluation of this kind contributes to research, informs policy change, and promotes evidence-based interventions for mental health and school social workers. As far as methodology, a simple random sample will be used to obtain participants from members of the student body of 2 comparable high schools currently without a GSA within the Davis County School District. Schools will be comparable by the number of enrolled students, social economic status, and demographics, including race, ethnicity, and graduation rates. With parent permission, students will be given the Education Department School Climate Survey with the choice to opt out. This survey is free, publicly available in English and Spanish, and appropriate for students in grades 5 through 12. The demographic question regarding gender will be expanded to include gender and sexual identities following LGBTQ plus evaluation guidelines. Scale measures will be averaged to reflect the mean, median, and mode for each school's overall climate score for the entire student body, and also a subset of data reflecting the same for LGBTQ plus students. The average of the scaled measures will also be collected and compared under the specific domain of safety for both the entire student body and LGBTQ plus students. A non-equivalent comparison group design will be used with multiple pretests to detect change process or regression and increase validity. This design will take 2 years to complete. In the first year, the EDS-CLS will be administered to the student body of both participating schools 3 months into the school year, and then again at 8 months into the school year. This will establish a baseline for both groups within each participating school. Assuming comparability is established, the following year a GSA will be introduced to one school and actively implemented. The EDS-CLS will then be administered during the 8th month of the second year to both schools, resulting in comparative data from the dependent and independent variables. A descriptive analysis will provide a visual comparison of all data resulting from a t-test. This will be visually compared using graphs, 4 graphs. The first graph will include a comparative visual of the average school climate score baseline and post-test for the school receiving intervention and the school not receiving the intervention. Graph 2 will include the same comparative visual for LGBTQ students in both schools, including the baseline and post-tests. Graph 3 will include a comparison of the baseline and post-tests for the subtopic school safety for the entire student body, and the 4th graph will show the same for LGBTQ students. As far as results, one study was done in a highly religious area like Davis County and still shows the potential for a GSA to improve school climate and have a positive, long-lasting effect on attitudes towards the LGBTQ plus community. Higher religiosity can create a negative relationship between GSAs and supportive attitudes toward LGBTQ plus individuals, but this point supports the need for the evaluation of a GSA to seek data showing benefits, neutrality, or harm. The results of this evaluation design will also help inform mental health workers in their efforts to support LGBTQ plus youth in high schools and the local community. Research to understand the experience of LGBTQ plus individuals and groups across their lifespans and how they are impacted by their environment is a fairly new area of research. Laws and policies have changed in the U.S. during the last decade, which has nurtured new insight, discussion, and study that direct directly impacts LGBTQ plus individuals and families, both positively and negatively. Continued research is vital for social workers to advocate, serve, and interact in ways that are in line with social work ethics and evidence-based practice. This essential work can lead to new and changed policies that will take into account LGBTQ plus individuals and families, their health and well-being, and their history within society. As research grows around GSAs and school climate, administration and school boards will be empowered to make better informed decisions to support the overall well-being of their LGBTQ plus students, supported by well-informed research without fear of negatively impacting other members of the student body.